Forget about other people. And I know that's really easy to say and really difficult to do, but uh, your satisfaction and happiness has to come from your actions. And if you want an extreme example of this, and I know you know this already, but let's just review it because it matters. Strip your life of everything that is not you.
Mm-hmm.
Strip your life of the people, strip your life of the objects, strip your life of everything that is not fundamentally at the core of you. Strip your life of the the um, anything around about you, books, tables, chairs, clothes, car, anything that's an object. Strip your life of all of those things and then make your decisions, because all of those things in the second group that I mentioned are essentially inanimate. People are not inanimate, of course, but the objects of life are inanimate. And other people you have no control over anyway. So that's kind of irrelevant. If we strip all those things away, that gives us a better picture of who we are. Now, the most extreme example of this is in a prison. Imagine you go to prison for whatever reason, or anybody else goes to prison. It doesn't have to be you. Once you get into prison, all of the objects of the world, those that have value and those that have no value, are stripped from you. You are given one pair of clothes and nothing. You don't own anything. No object. No knife, no fork, no spoon, nothing. No books, nothing. That's really good to understand because prison is an amplification of reality. It's an amplification of who you are. If you are worried that in prison you would be bullied, then you're also worried that out of prison you'd be bullied, because there's a greater chance of being bullied out of prison because the world's far more dangerous out here than it is in there. That in one sense is a reflection of the world. Of course, it's not directly like that, but anything could happen to anybody anywhere. You think all the bad people are in prison? No, all the stupid people are in prison because they got caught. All the smart criminals are out walking the street. You should be fucking worried about that, right? Stupidity and violence go hand in hand. Yeah, because the stupid person doesn't have the language ability to solve their problem through future-mindedness and negotiation. Um, and so what you do have is a high level of violence, but violence is also a reflection of strength. And to know what you're strong at is is quite smart, really, to know where your strengths are. To get into a violent fight for no reason is essentially not a very wise move. However, if you consider boxing as a sport, if you consider MMA as a sport, if you consider martial arts as a sport, and all of them, they should learn not to abuse their strength. It's not, no, that should be across the board in every subject, and is across the board in every subject. Yeah, that's not just martial arts. That's every subject. You go to any boxing gym anywhere, and try to that you understand to respect the rules. And I'll tell you why you understand to respect the rules, because if you don't, somebody can die. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that a kickboxer is more disciplined than you. That the amount of effort and energy and training that needs to go into becoming a kickboxer requires far more discipline than you could exert. Now, I'm picking you as a specific example because we're having this conversation together, but I could pick myself. I'm not unfit, but there's no fucking way I could train like a kickboxer. I've seen what they do. I know what they do. I've been in the gyms, right? That's some seriously hard shit, right? That they go through mental and physical training, right? You couldn't do it. There's no way you could do it. Now, I might be wrong. What I'm trying to get at here is that there's two things. That strength is not always what we think it is, right? And secondly, to understand who we are, to make the right decisions, we have to isolate ourselves from the world to know who we are. Yeah. And I was using prison as an example of that. First of all, first of all, not everybody in prison is a criminal, although there are a large number of people that it is far better for society that these people are locked away than out on the streets. Um, Secondly, you could look at any government around the world and say, well, there's nothing but criminals there. It's probably a pretty fair statement. I mean, it turns out something like that 9 out of every 10 politicians has committed a crime, right? In every country throughout the world. Yeah, those are the average statistics. Yeah, they have a criminal record. Now, you're not stopped from being a member of parliament, say for example in Britain, because you got a criminal record. You can be stopped from working with children, but you can still be a member of parliament, right? And there are many people in parliament who have criminal records. So not all the criminals are concentrated in prison, and as I stated earlier, only the bad criminals get caught.